Good morning. So I decided to make a yoga video today because I can. Anyways, there's lots of reasons why, right? So go ahead and sit on a block so that your hips are higher than your knees to release your hips and the hip flexors and your groins, and just allow them to soften. I did bring lighting. Have people complain. My friend that makes films complain. I'm not a filmmaker, I am a yoga instructor. Forgive me if this is not Hollywood quality. That is not what my intention is. I'm just trying to get information to you. And as you can tell, there is now beautiful sounds of gardening in the background, echoing from different directions, different gardeners. Gotta love living in the city. Literally, right when I start this, there's two of them, different locations. Anyways, just zone out with it, right? It's part of the Om, part of the vibration. So sit and feel the heaviness of your seat bones sitting on the fronts, towards the front of your seat bones. So you're not sitting back, but you're actually sitting forward so that you can maintain the curvature of your lower spine. And if you haven't before, look at the spine so you can study its natural curvature and try to maintain that for your own spinal longevity. Close your eyes, take a deep inhalation, rub your palms together, and press your thumbs into your sternum to lift your chest. Taking a deep inhalation and holding it at the top, feeling that life force, that prana, vibrate through your being. And now exhale. Breathing through your nose to inhale. Breathing through your nose to exhale. One more time, taking a nice deep inhalation, holding it at the top, and release. Feeling that grounding and the releasing as you press your seat bones into the earth to lift your spine up taller, using that opposing force of the pressure downward to lift your spine taller. Making sure that you're centered right over your seat bones so that you're not pushing forward or backward, but that you're literally directly above your seat bones, lifting straight up as though you were pulling yourself with a rope to sit up tall, perfectly aligned, feeling tall, feeling each vertebrae separate with that lengthening of your spine. Now, pressing your palms into your chest one more if you release that mudra. Taking a deep inhalation. Now we're all going to say Om together, or Ong if you know Ong, which I've described many times before. So take a deep inhalation and press the tongue on the upper palate at the G sound. If you want to feel the vibration in your brain. Om. Two more times. Feel the resonance of the vibration. Breathe into it. Bring your palms face up onto the tops of your thighs. Pressing your palms into your thighs to lift your side body taller. Not lifting, pushing forward, just lifting straight up, tall. With a soft gaze, keeping that third eye focus, slowly begin to open your eyes. Now, let's do some seated circles. Sufi grinds is what they're often called. But it's just seated circles because you're literally letting your spine circle in little circular motion. Now go the opposite direction. Just feeling the opening of your spine as you move it. Pressing those seat bones into the earth as you rotate in small circles. Okay, now let's come onto our mats, moving the block out of the way. And now we're going to do the same thing, but vertically. So, initiating movement in your pelvis. Let's do cat-cow. Okay, now that you're warming up that spine, feeling the nice movement of the rotation to warm it up. Bring your feet together, knees apart, and sit back into a child's pose. We're going to make this an engaged child pose. So tent your fingers up, keeping your fingers engaged so that you have an active child's pose, so you can feel your shoulder blades on your back body as you do this, bringing your forehead to the floor. You can feel that depth in the back body, a little bit of a back bend while you pull your shoulder blades on your back. It feels really good. It's the opposite of what we're always doing. Draw your shoulder blades back onto your back body. Come up and push your hands flat. I feel like you guys can't see me enough. Okay, there we go. Okay, there. Pressing your hands flat and bring your pelvis to the floor and using your shoulder blades on your back to pull your chest through your arms, lifting your chest. And if you need to come down lower, you can, if you're lower, depending on what level you're at. So just as long as you're lifting your chest up off of the floor, pulling your shoulder blades back. And now come back up and curl your toes under, push back into a down facing dog, downward dog. Really strong in your hands so that if I were to come and adjust you, I would feel that your fingers are pushing into the floor, that there's actually, you're gripping onto the floor. There's strength in your arms, in your hands, so that you're not just bone to bone. I see this all the time, especially in flexible females. They're not using any muscle. They're just doing bone to bone action, and they think yoga is so easy, but it's not, because you're not using your strength. You're not doing it right. It's better to be in your strength. Obviously, that's why we're doing these poses. Even I catch myself being lazy in them. So now look between your hands and step your feet between your hands. I'm not going as high up because of the, you can't see me if I do. So keeping a slight bend in your knees here so that you're not taking it out in your back. And if you cannot bend over without rolling your back, then get a block. Put it up tall to start. And now bend over like this so that you're not taking it out in your spine by rounding your spine, okay? I don't need to do that because I've been doing this for 20-something years. So take the time to really feel your hamstrings and your glutes lift. Now press your hands and step back. Come into plank, feeling your shoulder blades on your back body. If you're weak, then you can put your knees on the floor until you get the strength to hold yourself in plank. Or if you have any injuries or whatever, anything that causes weakness, that's fine. Just work your way slowly. I've been doing this for 20-something years. This doesn't happen overnight. Feel your shoulder blades on your back so you sink into the pose. Inhalation and come down into chaturanga. Put your pelvis on the floor to lift your chest once more. Strong in your poses. Yoga for strength. Feel you push your chest through your arms. If you're down here, that's fine. Just feel your hands are pushing your chest forward. And press back into downward facing dog. I'm just going to do one small variation here. So coming into a kneeling lunge or Anjalayasana. Slowly pushing your foot into the floor. This is the one pose where your knee can go beyond your ankle because it's not weight bearing. And lift your chest. Cactus your arms so that you can further lift your chest. Feeling the opening of the back groin area. Five full breaths here. Last breath. Now inhale, press your palms. Step back into downward facing dog. Remember, transitions are just as important. Transitions are just as important as the pose. Darn, I just spilled my water. Okay, anyways. One more and then I'm going to finish up here. Stepping your left leg forward. Again, knee beyond ankle. Lift arms, cactus. Lift chest. Breathe. I love giving very detailed instruction, just not for free. So I would love to get some more private sessions. Those are my favorite because I can really concentrate on focusing and focus on the individual person's questions and format and foundation structure. Push back and downward facing dog again. I love helping someone refine their yoga practice. Pulling your chest through and come back into a child's pose, active child's pose. Now bring your palms down, flat. Breathe here for a few minutes, for a few breaths, I mean. And back to where we began. Mini practice. Thank you for joining me. With gratitude, we end our practice. May the rishis, yogis, and yoginis bless us and bless our practice and our day. Sat Nam, Namaste. Hope you enjoyed my little mini class today.